Again, I emphasize liaison, partnership, two different things. I'm minor in English. Those are not the same thing. And I just don't get why we had 4 weeks ago, Mayor Crissati took extensive effort to create that community conversation. Thank you. This committee, I'm proud of it. I'm proud that the town is acting. That is something to be proud of. We have never, in the history of this town, put something to be deliberated before this council like this committee. And that speaks volumes to the people that we have on this council that have pushed for these things. But if we're going to do something, we should do it right. And it doesn't mean it has to be voted down, but it does mean that we sit back and think, did we reach out to the superintendent? Did we reach out to Mrs. Cox-Blackwell? Did we reach out to members of the board? I know people who did. And they would say that a committee should have been a partnership. It should have been a joint committee. Racism, prejudices, they start in adolescence. And then, of course, also I want to emphasize is this committee actually addresses far more than race. It addresses issues of LGBTQ issues, it issues disabilities. I'm heavily affiliated with a lot of LGBTQ advocacy issues and disabilities. I worked in special education. So there's a lot of other things that are going to be addressed here, and that's fabulous. But I think if we really want to be as strong as we can with this committee, that it should have been a partnership with our Board of Ed. And it still can be. Amendments can be made. So I think it's important that we have that conversation when voting on that. So that's all I want to say about that is liaison is one thing. And again, I reiterate, I'm curious if someone had reached out to Mrs. Cox-Blackwell or reached out to our superintendent, but Mrs. Cox-Blackwell has been very insistent that she does have a full plate. So when we're talking about how do we best benefit our school system, we think about probably a partnership so that we can help maybe take the load off and help tackle those issues, because I don't think a liaison goes far enough in addressing that. Thank you.